relatively expensive i8 earphones by Lker are some of the best mids and vocals performers around. They have a professional level sound quality, with all frequencies properly balanced to provide audiophile-grade sound. After using them myself extensively for music, films and gaming, I can wholeheartedly recommend them. You will experience level of micro detail and clarity, along with a powerful bass response. A new brand that took us all by surprise, RevoNext, and their first offering has shaken the grounds of the budget audio market. The well-received QT2 are indeed one of the best earphones I've heard to date, as they have become one of my daily drivers, and they're definitely worth the nearly $50 retail price. Superb build quality, almost identical to KZR 6, along with some of the most natural-sounding audio quality I've yet to experience, and even such a bass that won't leave you bored. Excellent performance on every one of my sources. Every music genre I've tested these on sounded amazingly accurate and crisp, be it electronic dance or vocal-oriented music. While the general sound quality reminds the much cheaper TRN V20, the QT2 manages to provide a much more balanced experience, without any noticeable roll-offs or exaggerated peaks, especially in the treble region. QT2's mids sound more true to life and the bass seems to be more relaxed and controlled, while still being extremely powerful. This one is a must-have for every audio enthusiast, and for every newcomer to high-fidelity budget audio. The Xba 6-in-1 are indeed an amazing upgrade over the previous 4-in-1. They fixed the pierce and they added some much-needed warmth to the sound as a whole. The sub-bass is deep, yet the mids remain loud and forward. Thanks to their excellent balancing, the vocals aren't shouty and you won't have to boost the volume to hear the bass. Perhaps their closest competitors are the Lker i8, both being unashamedly loud and mid-forward with deep rumbling bass response, but Xba 6-in-1 has the upper hand when it comes to longevity thanks to the replaceable cable, which is also of good quality. TAudio has made us a promise that T2 will be a huge improvement over the T515. Have they kept their promise? Hell yeah! TAudio T2 is a beast, be it their super deep and stable sub-bass, their vivid and natural sounding mids, or their sharp and crisp, yet not fatiguing treble. Initially, T2 had very thin, almost non-existent bass. That, however, was easily solved by sealing up the little holes next to the nozzles with blue tack. When sealed, the bass is absolutely stunning and immersive, makes every music piece sound energetic and punchy. T2, along with Lker i8, have easily become among my favorite daily used earphones, and I urge you to give them a try. That, of course, unless you are too sensitive to treble. In that case, you should consider T515 instead. As far as high-quality earphones go, this one is top-notch, and is probably the best pair of earphones you can get in that price range. From the sleek and hefty metal housings and expensive looks, to the outstanding sound quality that offers about as perfect of a balance between lows, mids and highs as you can achieve at such a low price. Even the frequency response curve is bordering on perfection. These earphones are the leader of their price range and a must-buy for every budget audio enthusiast. The long-forgotten brand, which goes by the name TAudio, already had one of its products reviewed on non-English websites. Even though their earphones are very hard to come by, it is an important part of our little project to give credits for successful products like this one. The T515 are one of the best earphones I have in my collection. Indeed, they have a few issues, but none of them are related to their sound, as the sound is nearing perfection in my standards. I hope that one day TAudio will realize that they are much needed in the budget earphones industry. One of the new offerings by KZR Viet 16, and those are especially similar to ZSR, both in frequency response and overall sound quality. Main differences include subtler bass response, better tuned mids and a smaller form factor. If you want a more balanced listening experience, and not a fan of the massive bass response delivered by the ZSR, or just in need for a good sounding pair of earphones for relatively smaller ears, then the ED16 are an excellent choice. It saddens me that they didn't include one of their braided cables instead of this rubbery one, which is identical to the one you get with ZSR. Its new flagship are the stunning DF10. Unlike previous models, these have completely different drivers. On the sound quality, they seem to be direct competitors to the amazing VJJB K4. How do they compare? It depends what you're going after. DF10 has much better mids and highs, while maintaining balanced bass response, while the K4 has a monstrous bass and sub-bass, and the expansive quieter mids and highs. Shortly put, not only does the DF10 look absolutely stunning, they are also among the best earphones I've ever heard. They have everything, lows, mids and highs. You are guaranteed to enjoy. The recently emerging brand KZR is not playing with cheaps. Each one of their models looks like a tank and is definitely built like one, and K2 is no different. Those weighty pair of all-metal earphones are not only visually appealing in their trusty sturdies, but also their sound is nothing to joke about. Having a mature look, feel and sound quality, the K2 are a solid purchase that would not disappoint anybody. One thing I have to highlight is the lack of proper ear tips. You see, these earphones O/5.5 wide nozzles. The ear tips are some generic O/4mm bore ones. Not only is it uneasy to apply the ear tips, but they also affect the sound drastically. I think that if you can afford these upper-tier budget earphones, you should also be able to afford some proper wide-bore tips. Believe me, you will not be sorry. As to which one I think is better, KZR K2 or the similar-sounding RevoNext QT2 then QT2 takes the lead thanks to its more pronounced bass. Even though K2 has the better cable after the excellent CX98, I'd got the CX98S to see how far Beyerdynamic can improve their products further. Although CX98S might seem to be slightly better in terms of mids and vocals, the difference is quite minor, considering the fact that you can get two CX98 for the price of a single CX98S. In my honest opinion, if you're planning to get the CX98 or the CX98S, you should go for the CX98, as their price/performance ratio just makes more sense. But, if you want better looking and better built earphones, and even a better package and more ear tips, you should go for the CX98S. Just like the CX98, these earphones are for audiophiles, not for bassheads.